Hey everyone, how are you all doing? So we're on the third episode. Oh no, fourth day. We're on the fourth day of the Wolf in Red streams, and yeah, it's gonna be good. We're starting to get to a bit where we're talking about like the lore and the backstory. And I thought I would show you this image that he generated with Red and Storm Chaser. Mama Wolf is there, so yeah. So I'm excited. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to start, I think, by yesterday's session I did some dictation of part of the scene, scene three, chapter three. I want to go now and work out this conversation that the two are doing, that the two are having, like the how much of stuff is known. So I'm going to do a mix of dictation and not with that and expand it, and then I'll work on kind of the before and after bits. I think kind of once I've got that, the crucial bit of the conversation sorted, then that'll be better. Oh, hello, Emery. How are you doing? How is your writing going? So yes, okay. Let's move to the next screen. So yeah, you can see here I have about 2,700 for the first two chapters. I'm guessing that in edits I'll probably cut like 500 to 1,000 words of that in each chapter off, just making it more streamlined. But first drafts are allowed to be wordy. Um, and then yeah, I've got like 500 words so far for the other scene. Um, I like the um seeing the character distribution as well, because uh you can see like there's only the three, and then suddenly it's like there's 9 characters mentioned, and it's like all the packs there, and it's very satisfying. I'm kind of curious now. I guess this only is like doing the first 2 chapters, or like the chapters I've written something, because yeah, you can see like Red and Pebblefoot are all clustered together a lot. Um, Storm Chaser is mentioned a lot here because her and Red are in the scene together. I guess yeah, if we go for cells, obviously Red is the most granny. Hunter. Oh, good morning, Circus. How are you doing? Emery says, I didn't think through my MC being a medic, so I'm spending the morning inventing futuristic medicine slash device slash procedures. The great thing about futuristic stuff is you can be like, she put the device on and it did its thing, and we don't see the thing happening. It's just like, like how you see them go into those like repair pods and it just surrounds them, and you're like, healing stuff is going on in there. But yeah, no, so that's very interesting seeing the how the heat map is assigning everything. Yeah. Okay. I suppose I should stop procrastinating and get on to the writing. Um, um, Red. Wolf. Okay. Right. Let's start some dictation. It's okay. It's okay. Red. No one's going to hurt you. New line. What's happening to me? New line. It was strange, unnatural. She pushing the words forward felt so instinctual before and now required effort. They no longer sounded in her mind, but behind it in her ears. She wasn't sure. Everything was weird, wrong. She looked up at Storm Chaser. Mum? Hmm. Okay, well, I've just discovered that Red actually calls Storm Chaser Mum. Or I didn't think about because I guess she was adopted, so I guess and like her own mum's dead, so maybe yeah, maybe she does call her mum. Storm Chaser nuzzled closer, pressing her more to Red's side. It was only then, feeling the warmth of another body, that she realized how cold she was. This foreign, furless flesh left her exposed to the elements, and even the red fabric that covered her body fluttered with the wind, allowing drafts through. New line. Red, you remember your lessons, yes, with Pebblefoot. The ones. Mm. My God, this is hard. Okay. Hmm. Red, do you remember when you and Pebblefoot asked about the summer festivities and why the younger shifters weren't allowed to go? New line. Red mumbled in affirmative. Because I'm slouching a bit. What was that? New line. It was because we hadn't yet gone through the shift. Red ground out, knowing that Storm Chaser wouldn't continue until she had answered verbally. New line. Wait, but don't we have to do a ritual for that? New line. Here, Storm Chaser seemed abashed, her warmth pulling away for a split second as she looked down, but only a split second. Some of the things it really just does not want. Well, this is the shift. New line. Red looked down at her pink limbs, the stretched out paws with no defensive claws, instead fleshy bits that clenched together. Dirt was caked between each of them, and she could push it out, leaving large gaps. Her hind paws were no better. No longer designed for quickly passing the forest floor, and they looked completely different to her front ones. New line. The memory of that weapon in her hands again, that woodcutter, the axe. She closed her front paw, trying to mimic the sensation. It felt weird, not natural. New line. What if I don't want to shift? She gestured to her body. Why would I want this? I want to go back. How do I go back? New line. Her mind wasn't working. It wasn't as sharp as bright. Everything before her was so colourful. The sounds blended together and were loud, and yet she couldn't differentiate what any of them were. Her nose was useless, and her teeth, she ran a tongue over them. They were worse than a rabbit's. New line. Make it go back. Oh, I've realized I'm like, oh, Red's kind of like, she's like, her 10-year-old self being like, oh, make it stop. Rabbits, not Roberts. Than a rabbits. Storm Chaser pressed closer, resting her head against Red's stomach, and she wrapped her arms around her adopted mother, holding her tightly. Her eyes stung, and when she blinked, water welled up, falling in droplets down her face. Crying, she recalled the word from somewhere long in her past. Someone telling her not to cry. But once the water had started, I just looked at the comments and saw Corey's like the dreaded rabbit Robert, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, I can't finish the sentence, like this emotional moment, and then it was like, rabbit Robert. Oh. She couldn't get it to stop. Nothing with this new body felt like it was under her control. She pulled back. Nah. Ever in your domain in this bum bum da 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 bum bum. Oh, on the line. Do you remember that night, Red Storm? The night that we found you? Not really, Red mumbled, screwing her eyes shut, trying to recall if she remembered anything. There was darkness. It was nighttime. She had been in the forest, in this forest, this part of the forest. She her hands curled into that closed position again. She'd been carrying something. And her eyes flew open. There had been the shadow that kept coming at her. Was I. Did something happen to me? New line. Yeah. Oh, hello, memes. How are you doing? Shifters aren't the only ones that call the Vosges Forest their home. Okay, rude. It did know what it was first, and then it auto-corrected it to Vosges. Wow, okay. What about my actual pronunciation? Was the pronunciation of it? I realize I've just pronounced that in two different ways in the same sentence. Yeah, ignore me. Um, Red. That night, you encountered something that even we stay away from. We respect its territory and it understands if it comes near ours, we will kill it. New line. What was it? New line. We only understand it as the hunter. It smells of decay and death and attacks indiscriminately against anything that crosses its path. New line. It red glanced down at her hind leg. In this pink skin, this naked form, she could see the white lines that cut through her leg all the clearer. She hadn't thought that much of the wounds growing up, assuming it had been a hunt gone wrong, only hunts didn't go wrong. The pack didn't let them. Pop. Open this bag and you'll never make it home. Okay, let's see if the prompt sorts out Clara and makes it into clearer. So I wasn't Australian. I wasn't saying clearer. Oh, I added ellipses in. Sweet. It bit me, didn't it? New line. We were too late. We didn't realize that it had found prey. If we'd realized that you were a pup sooner. Here she trailed off. Shaking off, her fur shuddering in each direction. The bites were deep red. Hello, testing, testing. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, right. Amazing. I think that is me back then. Brilliant. It's hard because I'm sometimes worried if because I think it uses my other mic to do the dictation, as in the inbuilt computer mic. So then I'm like, what's going on? Yeah, it's using the other mic for it. Interesting. Let's have a look at the settings. Yeah, sure. Sweet. Um, okay, let's get back to it. Oops. So Circus, I am using the inbuilt speech program that comes with Windows. So if you're using Windows, you just do the Windows key and H and it should come up. I was thinking about looking into voice in, but the paid version that you would need to use Novelcrafter, um, so that's like £10 a month, or $10 a month, so which doesn't seem too bad. But when I tested it out in Gmail, it did seem to still just do everything as a run-on Prose. You'd have to put in your own punctuation and stuff, and I was like, this is working fine. I might test it out. But if anyone else has any recommendations, please let me know because I am looking to see if there's anything. Storm Chaser. The West Tunnel has been the wolf cut off. Is that red? Storm? New line. Storm Chaser gave the other wolf vigilance. A look that made red cringe. New line. Well, at least her head hair matches her fur. That's more than can be said for most of us. He turned around, heading back into the forest. Everyone's gathered back. Now. New line. Storm Chaser stretched out, standing slowly. She glanced back at Red. Come on, pup. I'll keep a steady pace. Maybe she nudged at Red's hind legs. In human form, it's normally easier to run on just those. It might take getting used to. New line. She wasn't kidding. Red had barely made it 2 steps when she had a face full of dirt. The ground racing to meet her with unexpected speed. Unlike when she flopped on the ground and her belly hit, this was a lot further, and Red was certain she heard something crack. She prayed it was a stick. A bark of laughter. Red grumbled to herself. She would use 4 legs. Good and proper, thank you very much. No more of that unbalanced travesty. I mean, I already know it's like some things I'm like, okay, no, these words are too big for Red, but it's, you know, it's getting words down on the paper. That's what we're all doing. We're making sure that we have a draft. Oh, okay. Yes. I see the little green dot when I'm speaking. Okay, I'll have a look because I was for Corey. I had a banner that was like, your mic keeps disconnecting, and it'd been like that for like 10 minutes. But yes, good to know. A stick and not her snoot. Even then, it was slow going. Each path Red thought she knew, each jump she needed to take was suddenly so much harder with legs that were disproportioned from each other and without a tail for balance. She didn't realize how much she used her tail until it was taken away from her. Where had it even gone? She felt around the base of her back, trying to see where the appendage could have gone. New line. Stop messing around, pup. Storm Chaser yipped. Where's my tail? New line. Storm Chaser turned around for long enough to give Red her trademark glare. Before wow, that's really bad. Let's see what the dictation cleanup can do. Her trademark glare. Dun, 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 never getting home. Don't you know I'm dangerous? Okay, so I'm going to now go back to the start of the chapter. And I have this. Okay. Sharp breathing right by her ear. Something cold and wet pressed against her skin, snuffling. Tensing. Red quickly rolled over, hoping to take the creature by surprise. It was a wolf. She staggered. Scooched back on her butt, keeping her eyes on the creature. Why wasn't it attacking? Why did it look like it... knew her? Blackness flashed through her mind. Nighttime. Sitting on the floor, scrambling back. A creature over her, but that creature had 2 legs? 2 legs? Also, that wasn't a butt. That was a butt. This was a butt. Okay, so now we know that the dictation software is just as prude as ChatGPT. Yay. Sharp. I know. Isn't the sensor hilarious? I saw it before for a random word like a couple of days ago, and I was really confused because I was like, what is it? Like, it hadn't said anything that was a swear word. I just thought, oh, is it just giving some asterisks? But no, it is censoring out butts. Now I just want to say rude words and see what it censors. Stiffening, not sniffling. The sounds barely came out. Parched. Oh, have a good day at work, and we'll see you around soon. Thank you for joining us, Circus. It's always nice to have, some company. So I hope you have a great day and the weather is fortunate for you. Not sure how long I'll be on today. Well, I mean, I'll try and get to as near as past, like I said on the Discord, as possible. But I definitely find, I don't know if you guys are the same, but writing this way definitely takes a bit more out of me. Maybe what I need to do is have like a Pomodoro break because I have been writing for like an hour. So maybe I need to have a break. Should I have like a 2 minute sing along? Or like, break. Do something else to distract me. I'm gonna have a stretch. Oh, right. Yeah, that is true. We had like a 2 hour meeting and then I went straight into this. And I mean, I'm surprised I've still got a voice, frankly. Um, yeah, my brain power is like trundling along right now. Um, but that's okay, it's let me go through my library. I it's gonna be sad to be not doing any Only Dogs Left this month. Kind of started to get to we started to get some like we started to get to the heist. That was kind of like cool. Um what else do I have? Angrily Healing Lake. Yeah, I am absolutely procrastinating right now. Um don't you know that danger is my friend? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go and get a marshmallow and I will be right back. This is also to get me some movement. See you in a second. Don't you know that danger is my friend? Can't escape from this. Oh. Okay. Okay. Coward. Been waiting for this moment, for this perfect time to strike. When you're home so close and you've reached your coast, that's when our paths collide. I've got a reputation, I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you walk us. The world forgets I'm cold. Now get in the water, get in the water. Or I'll raise the tide so high, all of it they Get in the water. Get in the water. It's so profound. Both your wife and your son will drown. Get in the water. Get. Okay, the sounds barely came out. Parched and gritty. My plans for bluff. You have lived more than enough. Some of this, I am like, what on earth was I saying when it translated this? Like, what is going on, dudes? Okay. Ooh, okay, what I might do is she's gonna forget her name and like we're gonna keep it away from Red until Mama Wolf is like says her name. But creature had hind legs? No, please. Um she turned. Opposite. Okay. Um Each time her pads hit the ground. Stones and twigs. Okay, I'm getting back into the flow. Right. Dug into the flesh. It was like she was a new pup having to stand in icy water until her paws were ready to. Hey, Space, how are you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm trying to get there. I'm a little bit fatigued. Probably doing this after a 2-hour meeting was not the best of plans, but on the other hand, I'm getting my daily words in. And you've missed the sing along. I don't know if you can hear from the earbud. Okay. Every time I've Can't you see? Wait. Your own way home. Okay, what flashes of memory are we gonna have? So this is where I would use AI for a little bit of help. In this scene, Red has just transformed back into human form for the first time. She is lost and disorientated and experiencing flashbacks of life both as a child in human form and as an adolescent in her wolf shifter form. New line. Please give me 2 lists of memories that Red might experience as flashbacks during this moment. Each list from a different section of her life. How will you sleep at night? Next to my wife. It's put in the weight of the axe. That was something that's right. Okay, each trap has hit the ground. Light flashed before her eyes. Rapid blinking that overwhelmed her. She collided into a tree, then another, tumbling down a hill. She didn't stop, heaving herself up and pushing on and on and on. Her mind wouldn't give her peace. She kept seeing things, senses that weren't around, assaulting her memories. A crowded marketplace, a soft hand wrapped around her own sticky one. The taste of honey in her mouth. The freedom of running out at night, howling, letting the world know where they were and calling out to Mother Nature and hearing her call back. Cold nights huddled by the fire. The taste of warm soup in her belly. Or no, was it rabbits that she'd hunted? Calming blankets or pack members' warmth. A wooden cottage or a dark cave, both that enveloped her in warmth. Okay. Bum 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 bum. It's got Roberts again, Corey. She didn't know what to do, where to turn, what to think. Before her, a tree, an oak, a large oak, it called to her. She raced. Yes, we can add that to our Novelcrafter merch list. The Dread Rabbit Robert. And I feel like it needs to be like the most adorable rabbit ever, but also doing something very Halloween like. Like, you know, it's like a really cute rabbit that's just got like some feathers on the ground as if it's eaten a chicken or something. Like, it's not foxes we should be looking out for, it's the Dread Rabbit Robert. Towards it. A gap, a crack, something familiar about it. She lunged forward, gripping it with her paws, trying to push herself through. She didn't fit. Had her body been normal, she would have fit. She knew she would. Right? New line. Shaking, she curled up at its foot, curling between roots, holding onto them, trying to cover herself in leaves. The fabric on her back pooled around her, molding to her contours. She pulled it over her head, blocking out the world, blocking out the light and these visions, these memories. For me, good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. Right. Steps. Something approaching. She whimpered, curling tighter, bringing her front hind legs to her chest. Red Storm. A voice filled her mind, a call that she recognized immediately. A voice, the first voice she heard. Red slowly untangled herself, pulling the material off her eyes. At the other end of the clearing stood a large white wolf, much larger than the other one she had seen. But where before there had been fear, there was none now. She remembered her first hunt, the thrill of running with the pack, the warmth of blood on her muzzle. Prowling the territories, staking her claim. She remembered making her first den, carving out her first sleep hole on journeys. Bomb. Let me give you my life, take me to church. The wolf moved towards her. Red pushed back against the roots of the tree, holding a hand out. The wolf, no, Storm Chaser. Whined. A sound that felt unnatural coming out of this wolf's mouth. Mouse! Instead, a emitting that felt unnatural coming from this wolf's. I mean, I said mouth, but yeah, sure, whatever. You said mouth. Mouse, mouse, you know. Don't. I'm not naive. I have seen women around you. Don't. Okay. I need to work out. Can probably cut out bits there because this is probably mostly the length that I would want. Uh, 9.5 divided by 4. Okay, so I mean, I'm on track with the word count. Like, I've written less than I would ideally want if I was trying to get ahead, but I don't want to push myself too far. And it is 1:30, which is the time that I promised I would write until. So I oh, it's Bale next. Okay. Well, that's kind of exciting. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow. I'll invigorate myself. I'll be ready. Thank you everyone for coming. So I hope you had fun and had some giggles at uh AI versus dictation. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow and we'll find out a bit more about Bailey. By which I mean Bale with a Y, not like Bailey as in the actual name Bailey. But yes. Bye.